Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we'll talk about all things Disney, but we're Epcot-centered.
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in our rankings and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when the Best New Attraction Award would have gone to the original Imagineering.
This is episode 69, the Epcot Awards Show.
Or, there's no participation awards here, we're not afraid to say, and the winner is...
So now please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 69 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And this is a special episode. This is going to be the Epcot Awards Show. I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. What about you?
I have too. We've had this on our radar for a while, and we want to do this sort of as a planning tool so that you can make sure that you're hitting the very best of Epcot.
We're going to go through a bunch of different categories, and we are going to each have an unseen, so we haven't seen our lists again, an unseen winner, and we're going to be able to just kind of go through and defend our position on why we think that is the gold medal winner. And so we'll have a gold and a silver. Sorry, no bronze this year, but we will have a winner and a runner-up.
There may actually be categories with bronze. I don't know.
Well, that's true.
We'll see how it goes.
Because as we're talking through it, we may actually come up with other things. But,
but we're going to try to be unbiased as much as we can. Some of these are going to be just personal opinion because of what the categories are. But for the most part, we want to make this a good planning tool so that you are hitting the very best that there is. So this is sort of our own version of doing an Epcot must-do.
So we have broken this down into 13 different categories.
13 is my favorite number.
Yeah.
Totally non-Taylor Swift related.
Oh, boy. I'm not a Swiftie. Or Swifter? Swiffer? I don't know.
So you're a Swiffer.
I don't know.
We're Swifties, thank you.
Swifties? Okay. So let's go through the categories. We're going to be talking about the best classic attraction, the best newer attraction, so 2000 and up, the best defunct attraction, the best show or live entertainment, the best meet and greet, the best shop, the best snack, the best quick service restaurant, the best sit-down restaurant, the best festival, and one of my favorites, the best festival booth. That one's going to get heated.
That's going to be a good one.
The best country pavilion, and lastly, the best form of transportation. That one's kind of limited, so that's I can already see what it's going to be.
And we're both going to have the same winner, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Here's the thing, is that Epcot is the one park where you can take all four major types of transportation. You have buses, you have monorails, you have Skyliner, and you have boats that you can take under the right circumstances.
What about the parking lot tram?
And the parking lot tram.
You have one of those now.
Okay, that could count. Why not?
It was gone for so long, I missed it.
But I just think that's so cool. It's the one park where it has all of them. I love that.
I like that. I never really thought about it, but you are correct.
That's the only reason we threw that in there.
All right, so let's jump in with the very first category.
I'm so excited.
This is going to be the best classic attraction. So this is going to be opening day plus about 20 years, up until about 2000. So there were a lot of opening day attractions that are no longer with us, and we're going to talk about those in the classic attractions and defunct attractions both. So these are attractions that are there now, but are classic.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and, Sue, what is your top classic attraction?
Okay, so if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, this will come as no surprise to anybody, but I am going to nominate Living with the Land.
I think that's good. Living with the Land is definitely an attraction.
That is a slow-moving boat ride that is found in the Land Pavilion in World Nature. What's your nomination?
Well, so that we don't have the exact same one, my nomination is Spaceship Earth.
A very, very good nomination.
So this is the giant, not a golf ball, at the main entrance. It is the logo for the park and holds a slow-moving dark ride attraction through the history of communication. both of these are very, very worthy of an award. Sue, defend Living with the Land.
I mean, do I really have to? But Living with the Land is the ultimate in relaxation. You have a gorgeous score of music that accompanies you. You can hear the sounds of the water. You have the Disney water smell. It is a classic ride that takes you through the greenhouses, actual working greenhouses of Epcot. You have the original vision of the park, which was a lot of edutainment. So that's encompassed there. It's really the ultimate in classic dark ride or classic attractions at Epcot.
All right, well, let's talk about Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth, like I said, is the icon of the park. That, to me, makes it the top winner right there. But it is a slower dark ride with a lot of animatronics, basically. So this is one of those attractions that, if you're a Disney geek, is a must-do every time you go to the park. It has the Thank the Phoenicians bit that we mention every episode.
Would you like to thank the Phoenicians?
Has had, yes, and has had 4 different versions or narrators over the years with some major upgrades. The one thing it does not have is a singular soundtrack through the entire ride. And I wish it did, but it does not.
There are elements of different soundtracks that accompany the different scenes, though.
That's true.
So that's a bonus.
All right, so folks, Living with the Land or Spaceship Earth? Envelope, please. The winner is Living with the Land. Okay, Living with the Land is going to have to take this one just because it does have the Disney water smell. It has a look at what would be Walt's bedroom if you're in the rotating restaurant, the Garden Grill, and look down into that scene in Living with the Land. There's a representation on the second floor of the farmhouse of Walt's bedroom. And it has the beautiful barn music. So
you can't beat that barn music.
The best classic attraction at Epcot goes to Living with the Land.
Hooray! Hooray! Our next category is going to be the best newer attraction. So this is one that wouldn't have been there during the opening season. This is one that would have joined the Epcot family within the last 20, 30 years, 20,
roughly
25.
25 years, yeah, since the turn
of the century, yeah. So, Rod, why don't you just go ahead and start us off with your nomination?
All right, well, my nomination for the top newer attraction at Epcot is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I miss the old Energy Pavilion. I loved Ellen being in there with the pre-show and the really bizarre-looking animatronic of her, but Guardians of the Galaxy has become one of my top favorite coasters at Walt Disney World Resort, and actually in Orlando, once I learned how to ride it. It is a fast-moving roller coaster type ride that actually takes you through outer space, and you go with the Guardians of the Galaxy, the lovely Marvel group that saves the world every few years, I guess. It's been 3 of the movies. But you help them save the universe from being taken over by a big bad guy. And hear amazing 70s and 80s rock in the vehicles as you spin through the attraction. So that's the key, is this is a rotating roller coaster. Hard to explain until you ride it. It's not free spinning like you've seen on some of the old Wild Mouse coasters and some of these other coasters that are out there. It's not a tilt-a-whirl on a track, thank heavens. But it does spin, and that can make people get nauseated. So that is kind of one of the downfalls, I think, for the attraction. But when you learn to ride it the way I did, by pointing your head towards the direction the vehicle's moving in, rather than the way it's pointing you, it got rid of that. So overall, it's my favorite newer attraction at Epcot.
A really, really good choice. I am going to submit another nomination for this category of best newer attraction, and I'm going to say Frozen Ever After.
Defend.
It's a bit of a controversial topic because the attraction that it replaced was Maelstrom in Norway.
You are not the first to pass this way.
And that was a beloved ride on its own. It took you through the history of Norway, through the history and mythology of Norway. And it was replaced by Anna and Elsa and Olaf from the musical Frozen, which people have feelings about.
Which is not in Norway. Weird.
Yeah, apparently Arendelle is very, very close to Norway. So it is great for kids. It is great for whole families. It is, again, a boat ride, which I love. I love a good Disney boat ride. So I am going to say that because it is such a great family attraction and it encompasses a well-beloved IP, it should have a top spot.
All right, and let's look at the envelope. The envelope, please. And the winner is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Hooray!
Yay! Well, this one takes the top spot. It is not a family attraction. That is another drawback, is that it does have a height requirement where Frozen does not. However, for the technology, for the IP, because we both love Guardians and Rocket specifically, and because of the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, which plays on the attraction, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind wins the top new attraction at Epcot.
And in the queue, Star-Lord makes a Horizons joke.
And Epcot, dude, because I love that place. It's awesome. I went there as a kid, and I mean, I cannot wait to get to go back and ride Horizons. Also want to see the energy, dinosaurs, and, of course, hear the veggie fruit.
That's
There's
right.
bonus points for that.
Ooh, speaking of Horizons, let's go into the next category, which is defunct attraction. So this is an attraction that has existed and is no longer there. So this could also be things like Imagination versions 1 and 2, or Test Track versions 1 and 2, because Test Track is now closed for a new version to be built.
Reimagined. I can't wait for the new one to see what it is.
So let's find out. What is the best defunct attraction at Epcot?
I will go first, and I am going to submit, as a surprise to no one, Horizons.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Not even a little bit. Horizons was a dark ride, slow moving again, edutainment again. It is basically the sequel to Magic Kingdom's Carousel of Progress. Just like that one did, you follow a family, but this one is futuristic. So you're going through future scenes of a desert, and the daughter works in the desert growing crops, and you go through the family's house, and there's a robot who's doing all the chores, and the father's inventing music because he's got all this time on his hands for being retired, and it's futuristic, so he doesn't have to do anything. And
You like it? I wrote it myself.
And at the very end, which was the clincher to me, the very end of the attraction, you got to choose your own ending, and I am such a sucker for that sort of technology where you can personalize it. So you got to choose if you ended your adventure either in space or in the desert or under the water, and it was so much fun. There was absolutely no reason to take it out, and I want it back. So that is by far my favorite defunct attraction.
All right. Well, my winner is going to be Imagination version 1.
Wow.
This opened just after we went for the first time in September of 83, so it wasn't even a year old. And Horizons actually was doing soft openings when we were there. So both of these were brand new attractions. Both of them are now defunct attractions. Mission Space is where Horizons is, or used to be. And Imagination version 3 is where Imagination version 1 used to be. So Imagination is a dark ride with Figment. In the original version, he had his creator, his counterpart, Dreamfinder. And please, Disney, if you're listening, bring back Dreamfinder, for heaven's sakes. They did a renovation back at the turn of the century and took out Dreamfinder, took out half the track, and completely rethemed it to the Imagination Institute.
You're talking about version 3?
No, 2.
2. Yeah, they took out Dreamfinder and Figment.
Right.
And half the
then
ride.
Brought in Eric Idle.
Was he in 2?
Yeah, he was in 2.
I so hardly remember version 2.
Yeah, it was only there for about a year, maybe a year and a half. It was awful. It was shut down. Thank heavens. Version 3 is there now with Figment and Eric Idle. Love you, Eric Idle. Part of Monty Python. But the original had such heart and had such innocence and had amazing animatronics. They've taken most of that out, and they've taken most of the heart out of the attraction. So therefore, I have to think back to this defunct attraction and watch it on YouTube now just to get my fill of Figment.
Well, and we say amazing animatronics, but for 1982, and
Right, that's
fantastic
true. Yeah, we're not talking the Shaman of Song here. We're talking
No.
we're talking a Dreamfinder, a Figment, and several other of the Dreamfinder and Figment, but no Creepy Man in the Moon. Sorry again, love you, Eric Idle, but wow, that's weird. Anyway, so Imagination version 1 is going to be my nomination. Let's go to the envelope, and the winner is Horizons. It's gotta be. Horizons is the quintessential Disney attraction. It is thought of and loved by every Epcotian and every Disney fanatic in existence.
Everyone who got to experience it misses it.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person who doesn't.
Yeah, the music is still part of everybody's soundtrack that listens to old Epcot music or old Disney music. The Sherman Brothers wrote that amazing song.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
Which was the motto also for the attraction. And is just beloved. And again, they did write also One Little Spark for Imagination. But just because of the uniqueness of the attraction and how many people just love it, even to this day, it had to win top defunct attraction, Horizons.
Yay. I so thought you were going to nominate World of Motion.
You know, we've talked about World of Motion a lot in the last few episodes, too. The fact that Test Track version 3 is going to be giving a nod to World of Motion really has me excited.
Me too. I can't wait to see what they mean by that.
I would love to see them, through AI, bring back Gary Owens as just a nod somewhere in the attraction as a voice. I think that would be so incredible.
That would be cool.
All right, category number 4, the best show or live entertainment at Epcot.
This one was tough.
This is a hard one. I'm going to be nominating Mariachi Cobre.
Ooh, good one.
In Mexico. Mariachi Cobre I can watch all day. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's in front of the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot that it just holds nostalgia for me. And they've been there for decades.
Literally opening day.
Yeah, they are just an amazing group. And I know it's changed over the years, but the groups that they bring in that represent Mariachi Cobre to this day, I've watched them on day one when we went. I've watched them, I think, every time we've gone through. And I just absolutely love this band. If they were still there, it would be, of course, off kilter, but we're not going to nominate them this time because they're not there today. So Mariachi Cobre is my nomination. Sue, what's yours?
I had a couple of them that I actually wrote down on this one because I couldn't decide. So I am deciding right here in the moment. And I have to nominate the Voices of Liberty.
This is going to be a tough one.
Voices of Liberty is an a cappella choir that sings in the rotunda of the American Adventure Pavilion. They sing before the show starts, the animatronic show, so you can get out of the heat into the air conditioning. There's benches, and a lot of people sit on the floor just to enjoy them or just stand around. They are absolutely phenomenal, beyond compare when it comes to vocal ability. They are just spot on every single time. They sing old American standards. They sing Christmas music at Christmas. They sing some of Disney songs now. They didn't used to, but they have started doing that in the recent years. And everything they do is just, their arrangements are phenomenal. Their voices are just spectacular. And the acoustics in that rotunda, just, it is moving every single time. I always end up in tears, which is, again, surprise to no one. But I have to say Voices of Liberty.
All right, let's go to the envelope. The winner of the best show or live entertainment at Epcot is Voices of Liberty. That was not even really close. I love Mariachi Cobre, but Sue, when you mentioned Voices of Liberty, there's no contest. The sound of them, I don't know how that a group like that, was it 6 or 7 or 8? I'm not even sure.
I'm not even sure either.
And it may change depending on staffing, but
I feel like when they started, there were like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I think last time we went, there was like 8 or 10. Like, it just keeps growing.
Yeah, and it may change just depending on who's available even for the day, but the acoustics in the rotunda, or the pre-show area, I guess you could call it, of American Adventure, are amazing. And when they stand underneath that center part and those harmonies that come out of those mouths, it will bring you to tears. They could sing the Frosted Flakes jingle and you would be weeping.
It's true.
Amazing.
I challenge you, if you're listening, We challenge you to sing the Frosted Flakes jingle.
What was the song we heard him do from Rent?
Oh, they do Seasons of Love.
Yeah.
And it is amazing.
Wow. Yeah. I just even thinking about it brings me a little bit to a weep here.
Oh, it's so good. But they do old classics like they do Fever and they do...
I think I heard him do Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard once. No?
No,
not that modern. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
But yeah, everything they do is just so, so good.
All right. Well, the next category is the best meet and greet at Epcot.
Hold on. Back up. Because I just want to nominate, not copper. What's it called? Bronze. I'm going to put in a bronze medal because there's so much good live entertainment at Epcot.
You know, that is very true.
And we're not even touching on like the show that they do on Spaceship Earth every night now. And the fireworks and water and lasers and music that they do every night in the lake. So, but I want to nominate, and I'm going to say this wrong, Matsuriza. And this is the women who play the taiko drums.
Oh, the taiko drums.
Japan.
Yeah.
And
my gosh.
They are so
stunning.
Good.
It's just a stunning show. Oh.
It is. It's just powerful and it's moving and it's so, so good. So they definitely deserve a shout out in this category, even though we're still giving the gold to Voices of Liberty.
Yeah, that's a very good. You got it. That is the Bronze Award winner for Best Show at Epcot.
Love it.
All right, Best Meet and Greet. I'm going to nominate Alice.
Ooh.
In the UK.
Very nice.
As you've heard, I've said it a few times, they need to bring the Alice attraction along with Mr. Toad's from Disneyland to Epcot. Alice is one of my favorite movies of all time, too. I love the Alice in Wonderland, the animated. The Tim Burton ones are fun, but the original animated, Sue and I quote that movie a lot.
Probably on the daily.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can't say butter around us without somebody going, butter! 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 Butter? So, because Alice is such a loved character in our family, being able to see her over in the UK is just, I just makes me giddy. I just love seeing Alice in the UK pavilion at Epcot.
So many great Disney movies are in the UK.
All right, what's your nomination?
Now, it's hard not to say go super classic and say Mickey and Minnie, but because they make appearances in all the parks, I wanted to choose someone who was unique to Epcot, like you did with Alice.
Yeah, they are now in Communicore Hall. Right. And we've been talking about Mickey and Minnie. And Goofy, too. And actually, I would say it's a Fab Five, because I've seen Pluto and everything there, too. Are now over in Communicore Hall, where they used to be kind of spread out around the park. I just want to point that out since that's new. That's news.
New. That's new. So I am going to go back to World Showcase as you did, but I'm going to go across the pond and I'm going to choose Mulan in China.
Ooh.
She's a very underrated princess. There's some controversy on whether or not she is actually a princess because she's not royalty and she does not marry into royalty. But Disney includes those who perform great feats of bravery, which she literally saved her country. So she is an official Disney princess because of that. But she is a great meet and greet. She's just beautiful, and she's over there in the China Pavilion, just inside the doors usually. Sometimes she meets outside if the weather is nice enough. She used to have a spot over on the bridge on the far side of the China Pavilion. But now, recently, she's been meeting indoors, which is just fantastic because shade and
air conditioning.
So I am definitely going to have to nominate Mulan.
All right, let's go to the envelope. The winner is Alice. Alice takes it from Mulan. Now, that was close because of the air conditioning. But Alice has such a sweet spot in the hearts of our entire family and just about everybody we know. Because of the Alice attraction and because of the movie, it went to Alice.
Now, this one is a little more personal preference than some of the others.
That's a very good point.
So we should point that out. All of the meet and greets are good meet and greets if there's someone you want to meet and greet.
You can now meet all of the characters that you would see at the other parks around World Showcase. Pretty much the origin country. So like Snow White would be in Germany and
Belle is in France. Right. Aurora's in France.
But those main characters that you're looking for are going to be in Communicore Hall which is right in the center of Future World, or what's now World
Celebration.
The World
sorry.
Celebration, right?
We're still learning
And
those.
Figment is over at the exit of Imagination.
As he should be. That's a perfect spot for him. We should also mention, since we are giving the gold award, the gold medal to Alice, that if you are over in UK and expecting to meet Alice, she does swap positions with Mary Poppins. So also a great meet and greet. Also classic British character. So either way, you're not going to be disappointed.
And Winnie the Pooh can also be found in the UK in his own area. That's Christopher Robin's bedroom.
It's so cute.
It's a very cute area. Great meet and greet. And they're towards the back of the pavilion, so they don't always have a lot of people back there to actually do those meet and greets. All right, next category is the best merchandise shop at Epcot. Sue, what's your nomination?
My nomination, I'm going to go very classic Epcot and say the Creations store. So Creations shop is the quintessential Epcot store. So it is right in the middle of Epcot, right at World Celebration, by Communicore Hall, by Starbucks. You can't miss it. So it is the flagship store of Epcot. And because of that, it's going to have most of your Epcot logo merch there. They have a great selection of ears and of Loungeflies and of Spirit jerseys and pins. All of your standard merchandise that you want to find from Epcot, that's where you're going to find it. And because I love Epcot, even though this is not my favorite flagship store by a long shot, it doesn't compare to Emporium on Main Street at Magic Kingdom. But I'm still going to give it the nomination because it does have that great Epcot merch.
All right, my nomination is Mitsukoshi over in Japan. Mitsukoshi, it's kind of odd, is kind of like the Sears of Japan, and the location that's in the Japan Pavilion is an actual Mitsukoshi department store. Sue and I went to Tokyo back in 2012, I think.
I think it was.
And we went downtown to Mitsukoshi on the Ginza. And so it really is a functional department store chain in Japan.
It was terrifying.
There was people everywhere.
So people-y.
for being somebody who doesn't like to be in large crowds, which I know is weird that we go to Disney World all the time and don't
That's
like
different.
large crowds. I know, it's weird. Anyway, dichotomy, thy name is Rod. The experience with Mitsukoshi in Japan at Epcot is not going to be quite as people-y for us because it is not the standard Disney store. It has things from Hello Kitty. It has merchandise from Studio Ghibli. So you can go in and find Totoro.
Yeah, Shiba Inu stuff.
Yeah, lots of Shiba Inu. You can go in and get a pearl. They have a pearl experience you can go through, and they go through a whole mini show as they open up the...
Ichi, ni, san!
It's
and then they open it, and it's really cute.
Really, really fun. A whole selection of imported foods and snacks from Japan. You can buy swords here. That's odd to me. That's actually one of two places you can buy swords. You can also get them in the UK Pavilion.
And you do need to have them shipped home. You cannot carry them around the park, and you cannot bring it with you on a plane.
Yes. Very, very, very good point. You can get kimonos here. It is just an amazing experience to get a little slice of actual Japanese culture at Epcot.
And P.S., if you're over 21, there is a spot in the back where you can do sake tastings.
That is very true. I've done that, and it's very yummy. So that is why Mitsukoshi has my nomination.
It's a great choice.
And the winner is... Mitsukoshi!
Hooray!
Wow. So yeah, Mitsukoshi's going to take it because of the uniqueness, because of the sake, and because of just all of the different things that you can get there that are unique to Japan, making it a unique store, not only at Walt Disney World, but in the U.S. It is an amazing experience to shop in Mitsukoshi.
It's pretty fun.
We have plates from there. We have
bowls, chopsticks.
Oh, my heavens. We shop there every time we go.
We usually bring home some kind of Japanese candy as well.
That's where I first found Haichu. And now you can get that in Trader Joe's and in World Market and
Walmart.
Matter of fact, our local market carries it now.
So funny.
Enough.
Yeah, we used to look forward to going to Mitsukoshi just so we could get it.
Yeah. All right, the next category is the best snack at Epcot.
Now, this one's going to be a little more personal choice as well, because every snack at Epcot is the best snack to somebody.
Well, my nomination is the croque glacé from L'Artisan de Glaces. I never say that right.
L'Artisan de Glace.
There we go. Thank you. We're going to Disneyland Paris soon, so I'm glad one of us speaks French.
My Duolingo.
It was very nice, yes. Yes, I speak more than one language. I'm bilateral. No, okay.
No.
Anyway, the ice cream sandwich is a good way to put it. It's literally a sliced brioche bun with ice cream in the middle and then a sauce. So caramel or chocolate or strawberry can be put on it. And then they smash it back together and stick it in a waffle iron, and they put this thing together. That is one of the most amazing ice cream experiences you will find on the planet.
They're so good.
It's not as good as Murphy's ice cream in Ireland, but that's a personal preference. However, it is my favorite snack at Epcot.
It's so good. And you can choose your ice cream flavor, too. You can put whatever you want in there. It doesn't have to just be vanilla.
Very good point. Very good point. Because I've actually done it with vanilla, and I've done it with a couple different flavors. You cannot go wrong. Okay. And Sue, what's your nomination?
My nomination, again, surprise to no one who's been listening to the podcast, is going to be the street corn at La Choza de Mexico. This is the street corn that is on the cob. This is the elote, not the esquites. It is full of flavor. It is full of juiciness. You are going to get it all over your face, but it is worth every bite and every napkin. It is the ultimate in savory, yummy street corn goodness. And I don't think I have to defend it any more than that. It is the perfect snack.
Well, let's go to the envelope. Well, the envelope's covered with crema. So apparently the number one snack at Epcot is the street corn.
Oh, yeah, It is. Congratulations,
Folks,
street corn.
We cannot walk by the Mexico Pavilion without stopping to at least get one of these every time we go to Epcot. It has become more than a tradition for Sue and I to get the street corn. It's not as well known because you don't see like a big picture of a corn on the cob somewhere. You have to look at the menu to see it, and most people are there to get margaritas.
Yes.
They also have empanadas, which are also very good.
See, and this is my theory on why the street corn is not well known, because when you order the empanadas, which are a very, very good snack, they are so good. When you order that, you get a small side of the esquites that come with it. And I think people think that's the street corn. It is not. I mean, it's delicious as well. But you can get the full elote, corn on the cob, street corn. You just have to know it's there.
So if you have the choice there of getting the esquites or the elote, which is the corn on the cob, get the corn on the cob version.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Thank
must.
us later. All right, what's up next?
The next one is the best quick service restaurant at Epcot.
Ooh.
Sue, what is your nomination?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I actually wrote down 4 of them. So I am going to nominate here in the moment. I'm going to say the Yorkshire County Fish Shop in the UK Pavilion. It is consistently good. All they serve is fish and chips. That's it. You don't have a large choice here. You will smell it when you walk by if you don't like the smell of fried fish. First of all, what's wrong with you? But second of all, you might want to avoid walking through this area of the UK because you will smell it. It is delicious. It is crispy. It is flaky. You can get tartar sauce out of the little packets. If you ask really, really nice and they're not totally busy, they can go inside and get it for you, but it is not what comes with it. So just, that's between you and me. Don't tell anyone. But you can also get the little packets of malt vinegar. Comes with wedges of lemon. You will have to fight off some seagulls. So if you go behind the fish shop, there is some seating down there by the water, and you can sit down there. It's covered, so you're in the shade. You have the nice breeze blowing off the water. It is a perfect Epcotian experience.
All right. Well, my nominee is Les Salles Boulangerie. Did I say it right?
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Okay. That's in the France Pavilion in World Showcase. This is a place that a lot of people don't know exists for breakfast. If you walk in the International Gateway, which is the back Epcot Resorts entrance, or the Skyliner entrance at the back of the park, make a quick right, and right at park opening, they are open serving breakfast, including quiche and croissants and Danish and
all kinds of fruit tarts.
You can get a whole baguette of freshly made French bread for under $5.
And it is not small.
And it's a big one. You can share it with 2 or 3 nephews. Yeah. Evan, I'm looking at you. Yeah.
Evan doesn't share baguettes.
I thought it was Joey didn't show. Joey doesn't share food. No. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, the winner is Les Sal. Yeah,
Hooray!
This was a hard one because we both love the fish at Yorkshire. It's
And
the same
chips.
fish you can get in Rose and Crown. And it's great, but Les Sal has so many amazing things. They have sandwiches, and they have
Cheese plates.
yeah, and fruit plates. They have very few things in the way, I will tell you, they have very few things in the way of vegan options here. Most everything is going to have...
That's an excellent point. I hadn't even thought of
Yeah.
that.
So Les Sal is going to be at the back of the France Pavilion. You just go all the way back on the restaurant side, so the left-hand side of the pavilion. The right-hand side, of course, will take you to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Amazing Crepes back in the back. So stay to the left and go in towards Chef Paul's, or the signs for Chef Paul's, and then just continue back. You'll pass the ice cream place we just talked about.
That is in the glass.
So that's all in the back of the France Pavilion, and it's at the very back right there.
And there is
Just
some seating in there. Not
Very
a ton.
little, yeah.
But
Imagine
there's-
you're going to have to take your food with you, but it's so good. It's so
and it's
worth
all
it.
portable, so you're fine.
All right, let's move on to the best sit-down restaurant at Epcot.
Ooh, table service.
Yeah, mine is going to be, and again, probably no surprise to anybody, San Angel Inn. San Angel Inn. I can never say it right. I grew up speaking a little Spanish in California, but San Angel Inn. Am I saying that right? Does that sound right?
I don't
Mexico?
speak Spanish, but I speak Californian, so I'm going to say San Angel.
San Angel Inn. Okay. Well,
I don't know where the
it's the
extra H is coming
restaurant.
from.
What was that?
Where does the extra H come from? San Angel?
San Angel, yes. I have no idea. Anyway, it's spelled San Angel Inn, and it's inside the Mexico Pavilion. This is the one that overlooks the attraction inside. So it's kind of like the Blue Bayou of Epcot,
There you go.
being the
'Cause it
inside
overlooks
restaurant of
Grand
Pirates.
Fiesta.
Exactly. Brought itself out of the doldrums in the last few years. Their menu has gotten amazingly good. We've been there quite a few times, actually. Last time we were there, we were very impressed with everything we had. And just recently, they reorganized the tables so that they're not all close to each other, and they boosted the lighting level. So you may have heard us talk about this restaurant a couple episodes back, where we mentioned how cramped it was in there and how dark it was. They have now fixed that. Thank you, Disney. They're
Those
listening
were
to
only
us.
2 reservations about this restaurant, and they fixed both of them. So we were very appreciative.
So, Sue, what's your nomination?
My nomination is going to be Teppan Edo from Japan. This is your typical Teppan. You're at a large cooking surface table with your party if it's not busy, or your party and another party if it is busy. But it's dinner and a show, because the chef is going to put on all kinds of entertainment for you as he's cooking your dinner. It is always fresh. It is always delicious. It's not a quick dinner. It's one that you can sit and relax, enjoy that beautiful AC, enjoy the impeccable service, and just have a really great time with your family and friends and make some memories and leave extremely full. It is so, so good.
And the winner is San Angel Inn in Mexico.
Congratulations.
That was a toughie, because we've been to Teppan probably as many times as we've been to the Mexico restaurant.
In recent years, we've started switching back over to San Angel, but
it has been a while since we've been. We have good memories and very good experiences at both restaurants,
yes.
but because it's more recent for us as far as the seeing how good the restaurant has become, we're going to give it to Mexico.
Now, we should say that we have not tried Via Napoli, which we hear is a lot of people's favorites, and we haven't gotten to try Tekubinte yet over in Japan, which is the new sushi sit-down. So
Looking forward to both of
hopefully
those.
we'll get to try both of those in the near future, and who knows, we may have a new gold standard. gold medal, gold award.
All right, well, we're running out of time. They're about to lower the mic, so let's do these last 4 as a lightning round. Woo-hoo! Here we go. Best festival. I'm going to nominate the Festival of the Arts.
Very
Sue, what's
nice.
your nomination?
Mine is going to go to the very next one, which is Flower and Garden.
And the winner is Flower and Garden. And Flower and Garden wins it because it's the original festival.
It also wins it because of all the gorgeous flowers everywhere, all the beautiful topiaries that they put out, and it has those nice fresh flavors and everything.
Yeah, the food during the festival is amazing. There are 2 other festivals, of course. There's the Food and Wine Festival in the fall and the Festival of Holidays during the wintertime.
Spoilers, we love all of them.
We do love all of them. Festival booth. This one's going to be periodically different, so this is going to be a little more towards the ones that we see the most often at the festivals. My nomination is Canada.
Ooh.
This is
I did not see that coming.
specifically for the beer cheese soup that they have during Food and Wine Festival.
Very nice.
And Sue, what is
Always
yours?
a winner, and served with that little pretzel
yes.
roll.
So
good. Mine is going to be, this was tough, but I'm going to have to give it to France in all of the festivals, because at every single festival there is some sort of bread with some sort of cheese. And bread and cheese in France is always the answer.
Let's go to the envelope. The winner is... Oh, it's France. France
Hooray!
takes it again this year. Well, again this year. It takes it in our hearts every year because of, hey, bread with cheese in it. Need I say more?
Oh, so good. But I do have to we're going to do a quick bronze here, because Le Jardin de Fiesta in Mexico is always, always, always a winner. They always blow us away with at least one of their dishes, and usually one of their margaritas that they do. So always check that one out too.
Very good point. All right, the best country pavilion. My nominee is the UK pavilion, and this is because of the Yorkshire Fish Shop, which we just talked about. Sue, what's yours?
I am going to have to say Mexico. And that is because we love all the food inside and out. We love going into the AC because it's beautiful and dark in there, because the festival that's happening inside is at night. And it's one of the country pavilions that has an attraction. And I happen to enjoy Grand Fiesta.
And the winner is Mexico. Mexico's got to take it because of Plant Donald.
Plant Donald, man. Talk
Now
about
let's
a classic.
explain. In the attraction, La Gran Fiesta Tour, you go through and you're trying to find Donald.
You're with the 3 caballeros.
So during one of the summer periods we were there, we ran into a situation where Donald had broken, apparently, or was on vacation.
Or they just didn't find him that time.
Yeah, so they put a plant out with a sombrero on it, and that was Plant Donald.
So there was the animatronic of Jose, the animatronic of Panchito, and Plant Donald. And it was brilliant. It was one of my favorite times
Seriously.
ever at Epcot.
They need pins, they need shirts, they
Loungefly.
need a Loungefly. But Mexico wins for other reasons too. It also has La Cava de Tequila, which is one of the
Yes.
best places to get tequila and margaritas and all of the accoutrements, the chips and the guac and all that.
Fantastic guac.
And it also has one of the best restaurants, like we just mentioned, in World Showcase. And it's indoors, and it's air conditioned, and it's also not too bright. If you have problems with migraines, this is one of the best pavilions to go into. I've seen a lot of people in there just getting out of the sun, not because it's hot, but because it's bright. So a really good time inside the Mexico Pavilion. So it wins Best Pavilion at World Showcase at Epcot. And lastly, what is the best transportation? Sue, what is your nomination?
Again, surprise to nobody, my favorite is the Skyliner. I love the Skyliner. It is fast, it is efficient, it is only vaguely terrifying if you happen to get stopped during a storm. That's it. Otherwise, it is fantastic, and I love the sound that it makes, and I love the little music things. So, it's a winner overall for me.
My nomination is the classic monorail, and that's because this was one of the first things that allowed us to experience Epcot, was coming in on the monorail. I actually came in a white van, I think, but as a family, the first time we came in on the monorail from the TTC and experienced Epcot as a family together. And it's just the classic form of Disney transportation.
It is
Let's
great.
go to the envelope. The winner is Oh, the new kid on the block takes it. It's the Skyliner. The Skyliner is just fun. It's a great way to get around between parks and hotels, whereas the monorail only goes back to the TTC from Epcot. Therefore, and I'm sorry, it smells like feet nowadays. I don't know what it is about the summer. We like going to Epcot in the winter as much as possible. It's a little more fresh air in the monorails. But the Skyliner takes it. Well, folks, that is the Epcot Awards Show. Please let us know what you thought of our nominations and of our awards. And if you would have nominated something else, given the award to something else, let us know in the comments.
Absolutely. We always want to know your opinions and your thoughts. Let us know where we missed the mark and let us know what we need to try so that they can make the podium next time.
Before we go, we'd like to give a big thank you to Riley Piper, Paul Trett, Joey Humphrey, and Evan Piper for their help and support. Our theme music composer is Jason Patrick Rowan, whose music is licensed through Pond 5. And of course, thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23.
Thanks for joining us today for episode 69 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye.
I don't know. I saw the Emperor making little googly eyes at her, so maybe after the movie they get married and she becomes a princess.
No, that's super creepy.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that back. Okay, never mind.